Welcome to Excel Master Zone, and today's lesson, which is lesson number 10, we are going to look at data validation and the creation of a drop-down list. And by the end of this lesson, we'll be able to restrict data entry and create drop-down lists. Let's get started. Let's open our Excel sheet. So we are here on this worksheet. This worksheet contains subjects and marks scored. Now your intention is to enter only the marks that Elena scored here. So now you want to make sure that whatever is entered here for data inconsistency, to prevent that, what you're supposed to do is you have to restrict that so that the data that is entered here, the data which is needed. Now, how do you do that? Now, the first thing that you're supposed to do is you have to highlight the data, that the cells where you want to enter data. The next thing, you go to data. When you look at my ribbon here, on the model, you realize I don't have data. If it is not there, if this case is just the same like yours, then you have to customize the ribbon, then enter, then make sure you put the data validation, the data validation here. And then after putting the data validation, then you can start working. Now, in my case, I created a new tab. I customized the ribbon and then created a new tab. So this new tab, that's where data validation is. So I'll go to this data validation, then I'll click. And then after clicking there, I'll come here. You see, validation criteria. Allow what? In this case, the default one, say allow any value. Meaning any value that you enter is either you enter a letter, or you enter a whole number, you enter a decimal number, you enter a fraction, or what, it will accept, because there are no restrictions to say which number or which value must be entered there. So in this case, let's come to this one there. We click, say, here we want just a whole number. So you click on that one. After clicking that one, now which numbers do you want to enter? For instance, the numbers, marks go up to 100%. So we come here to say, we need the data that we enter. We want to enter the data which is between which one and which one. The minimum should be 0, between 0 and between the maximum must be 100. So let's put 100. And then from there, we say okay. It's a whole number, and that number must be between 0 and 100. So we say okay. And then let's see if that we have done what we're supposed to do. Let's try to enter data. When you enter 45, it must accept. Let's enter. It has accepted. Now let's try to enter 102. 102. It must refuse. Let's see. Saying the value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. So it is refusing because the number has exceeded the number that is supposed to be required. Let's try to put, for example, let's try to put a T there, a letter. Say for mistake, we enter T there. Let's enter. It is refusing. Say, this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions. So let's cancel this. Let's enter 90 or 99. And let's go. It is accepted. So by so doing, we have restricted these cells specifically to enter the data that we want. The next thing is we are going to create also a drop-down list. How do you create a drop-down list so that you don't need to type? It's just a matter of selecting. For example, if you have got here Jeff Jarrett, let's get Jeff Jarrett. We have got Jeff Jarrett. Now, let's enter another one, which is Janet Jackson. Okay. Okay, let's enter another one. John Cena. John Cena. John Cena. Okay. Now that we have done with entering data, now for example, these are the names, the name of that particular individual, and here we want to specify the gender. What is the gender, which is the sex for that particular individual to reflect here. Now, let's go to the same thing that we had done to the validation here. We go to validation again. So we come here to the validation. Let's go there. After, before you do that, let us select everything. We have selected everything. And then from there, let's go to data validation. We come there. Then the next thing is, say allow n. No, we come here, say no, this time around we don't need these numbers and the other things, but we just need a list. Say, okay, fine. Now, if it is a list, what are the lists that you want to be coming to people so that you can be choosing? Say, okay, fine. May I want this to be saying male, put a comma, and then you put female, put a comma there, say other, that's his gender. We have got those other gender, although it's rare. Then we say, okay, now we are good to go. Let's go there. When you reach there, then you click this arrow, it brings that. So you select, Jeff Jarrett is a male. Then you come to this one, Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson is a female. Then John Cena, you select to say, maybe John Cena belongs to other. Then you have created a drop-down list. Remember, our lesson was about data validation and creating a drop-down list. So this marks the end of our presentation. Have a good day. Thanks for listening.